Logan Paul's suicide forest scandal. Logan Paul, one of YouTube's most recognizable faces, found himself at the center of a global firestorm in January 2018. Known for his wild vlogs and larger-than-life personality, Logan was at the peak of his career with millions of followers hanging on to his every upload. But then came the video that would nearly destroy his career. Logan traveled to Aokigahara Forest in Japan, a place hauntingly known as the Suicide Forest. The forest has a grim reputation as a site where many go to end their lives. Logan, alongside his crew, entered the forest with cameras rolling. In the video, Logan and his team came across the body of a man who had died by suicide. Instead of stopping the cameras or showing respect for the situation, Logan filmed the body and even cracked jokes, wearing a ridiculous green alien hat throughout the footage. The backlash was immediate and intense. The internet exploded in outrage. Celebrities, fellow YouTubers, and fans alike called Logan out for being insensitive, exploitative, and disrespectful. YouTube responded by removing Logan from their premium Google Preferred program, significantly cutting his ad revenue. His upcoming projects were either canceled or put on hold. Logan issued multiple apologies, including a public video where he appeared visibly remorseful, stating, "I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, but the damage was done." The scandal didn't just affect Logan. It forced YouTube to tighten its policies and moderation on sensitive content. Logan Paul eventually rebuilt his reputation over time, shifting focus to boxing, podcasts, and more responsible content. However, the Suicide Forest scandal remains one of the darkest and most talked about chapters in YouTube history. PewDiePie's racial slur incident. At the peak of his career, PewDiePie, real name Felix Kjellberg, wasn't just a YouTuber, he was the face of the platform, holding the title of the most subscribed creator in the world. Known for his signature humor, gaming commentary, and offbeat style, PewDiePie had built an empire. But in September 2017, during a live stream of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, Felix made a mistake that would haunt him for years. In a moment of frustration, he blurted out a racial slur, a word so powerful and offensive that it sent shockwaves through the internet. The clip spread like wildfire. Headlines screamed scandal, fans were divided, and critics slammed PewDiePie, labeling him racist and irresponsible for letting such language slip in front of his massive audience. What made the controversy even more intense was Felix's track record with edgy humor. Earlier that same year, he had faced backlash for anti-Semitic jokes in his videos. While many supporters argued that he didn't mean any harm, the pattern was hard for his critics to ignore. Felix quickly issued an apology, acknowledging his mistake and stating, "It was something I said in the heat of the moment. I'm not going to try to justify it because there's no excuse, but the damage was already done." YouTube cut ties with PewDiePie's premium series, Scare PewDiePie 2, and he lost key sponsorships. Yet, despite the controversy, PewDiePie managed to navigate through the fallout. He became more self-aware of his language, refined his public image, and worked hard to rebuild trust with his audience. Today, the racial slur incident remains one of the most controversial moments in YouTube history, a stark reminder of how one split-second mistake can shake even the biggest online empires. James Charles versus Tati Westbrook feud. In 2019, the beauty community on YouTube was thriving, with influencers like James Charles and Tati Westbrook sitting at the top. James was the charismatic makeup prodigy, while Tati was seen as a mentor figure, calm, experienced, and deeply respected. Their friendship wasn't just online, it was personal. Tati had supported James in his early career, helping him secure opportunities and guiding him through the chaotic world of YouTube fame. But then came Coachella 2019, and everything changed. James promoted a Sugar Bear hair supplement on his Instagram story, a direct competitor to Tati's own supplement brand, Halo Beauty. To most people, it seemed like a harmless sponsorship. But to Tati, it was a betrayal. In May 2019, Tati released a now infamous 43-minute video titled, "Bye Sister." In it, she accused James of being disloyal, manipulative, and using his fame to pressure straight men into questionable situations. The internet erupted. Fans took sides, memes flooded social media, and James Charles's subscriber count plummeted by millions overnight, while Tati's skyrocketed. It wasn't just drama. It was YouTube history unfolding in real time. James responded with his own video, titled, "No More Lies." He addressed Tati's claims point by point, providing receipts, screenshots, and evidence that painted a different story. Gradually, public opinion began to shift back in his favor. But the damage was already done. The feud exposed the fragile alliances within the influencer world and highlighted how quickly public opinion can flip with just one viral video. Both James and Tati have since attempted to move past the drama, but the bi-sister scandal remains one of the most explosive moments in YouTube history. A clash of titans that reminded everyone just how brutal the beauty community can be when friendships turn into feuds. Shane Dawson's downfall. For years, Shane Dawson was a YouTube icon. From comedy sketches to in-depth documentary-style series, he had carved out a space as one of the platform's most beloved creators. But in 2020, Shane's empire came crashing down. Old videos and podcast clips resurfaced, revealing a catalog of problematic content. Offensive jokes about race, sexual abuse, and inappropriate comments involving minors, including disturbing references to Willow Smith. The backlash was swift. Jada Pinkett Smith and Jaden Smith publicly called Shane out, adding fuel to the already raging fire. Fans who had once adored him began to feel betrayed and disgusted. But it didn't stop there. Shane's relationship with fellow YouTuber Jeffree Star and their involvement in the James Charles-Tati Westbrook feud came back into focus. Many speculated that Shane and Jeffree had manipulated Tati into creating the infamous bi-sister video. Shane tried to address the backlash in a tearful apology video, saying, "I'm sorry for all the hurt I've caused. I understand now why people are so upset, and I take full responsibility." But the apology fell flat. The public wasn't buying it. YouTube demonetized all of Shane Dawson's channels, cutting off his income entirely. Major retailers pulled his merchandise, and his reputation was left in ruins. While Shane has made attempts at a comeback, the stain of his past actions remains. His story serves as a warning to creators about accountability and the permanence of online actions. The Shane Dawson scandal stands as one of the most dramatic and far-reaching cancellations in YouTube history, proof that even the most adored creators can fall when their past catches up with them. David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad scandal. For years, David Dobrik was YouTube's golden boy, a charming, energetic creator known for his fast-paced vlogs and over-the-top stunts. His friend group, the Vlog Squad, became internet celebrities in their own right, known for wild antics and infectious chemistry. But in 2021, everything changed. It started when former Vlog Squad member Dominika Zeglaitis, aka Dirt Dom, was accused of sexual misconduct by a woman who claimed she was assaulted during a Vlog Squad party in 2018. The story, reported by Insider, painted a horrifying picture of a night fueled by alcohol, pressure, and blurred lines of consent, all while David allegedly filmed content for his channel. David initially stayed silent, then posted a short apology video on his lesser-known podcast channel. But the public wasn't satisfied. People began questioning the power dynamics within the Vlog Squad, and David's role in enabling or ignoring problematic behavior came under scrutiny. As more stories emerged about toxic dynamics, unsafe stunts, and exploitative pranks, David's once loyal fanbase started to fracture. Major sponsors like SeatGeek and HelloFresh pulled their support, and David stepped down from the board of his own camera app, Dispo. The turning point came when David released a second apology video, this time tearful and remorseful, admitting, "I fully believe the woman who came forward and shared her story, but for many it was too little, too late." The scandal forced the online world to have a serious conversation about accountability, creator responsibility, and the blurred line between entertainment and exploitation. David eventually returned to YouTube, but his once squeaky clean image has been permanently stained. The Vlog Squad scandal remains one of the most significant controversies in YouTube history, exposing the darker side of influencer culture and the unchecked power of online celebrities. Jake Paul's FBI raid. Jake Paul has been a controversial figure from the start, constantly in the headlines for his outlandish behavior, elaborate pranks, and public feuds with other creators. But in August 2020, his antics took a dangerous turn that made headlines worldwide for all the wrong reasons. It all started with Jake's involvement in the looting during the Black Lives Matter protests in Los Angeles. Though Jake was filming in the midst of the chaos, he claimed he was simply there to document the events. However, many believed he was encouraging the looting by being present at the scene. That was just the beginning. A few months later, the FBI came knocking. On August 5, 2020, the FBI raided Jake's Calabasas mansion as part of an investigation into his alleged involvement in the riot at a Scottsdale, Arizona mall. The search was reportedly connected to investigations into criminal charges for the looting incident, although Jake was not arrested at the time. The images of FBI agents seizing Jake's firearms and confiscating other items shocked the internet. As the news spread, Jake's reputation took a huge hit. Fans and critics alike debated whether his involvement in the protest was intentional or if he had been reckless and irresponsible with his actions. Jake defended himself, claiming he had no involvement in the criminal activity and that the FBI's investigation was unrelated to any of his content. He was never charged with any crimes in connection to the raid, but the scandal further damaged his public image. For Jake Paul, the FBI raid wasn't just another tabloid headline. It was a dramatic reminder of the dangerous path his reckless behavior had led him down. Though he continues to maintain a large following, the incident was a pivotal moment in his career. The FBI raid on Jake Paul serves as a stark reminder that some of YouTube's biggest stars can't outrun the consequences of their actions, even when the cameras stop rolling. Sam Pepper's prank gone wrong. In 2014, Sam Pepper was known for pushing the boundaries with his outrageous pranks. But one stunt took things so far, it changed his career forever. What started as a seemingly harmless prank quickly spiraled into a full-blown scandal that would haunt him for years. The video was titled "Killing Best Friend Prank." In it, Sam Pepper staged a mock execution, pulling out a gun and appearing to shoot his close friend, leaving viewers in complete shock. The look of terror on his friend's face, combined with the sound of the supposed gunshot, was enough to make anyone question what they were watching. Was it real? Was it fake? And more importantly, was it okay? It wasn't long before the backlash came pouring in. Social media exploded with criticism, condemning Pepper for what many felt was a deeply insensitive and reckless prank. The idea of faking a death, especially in a time when violence and tragedy were so prevalent in the media, was seen as crossing a line. Some viewers said it was distasteful. Others called it outright dangerous. As the outrage continued, Pepper tried to explain himself, but the damage was already done. The video was pulled down, but people were still reeling from what they had just witnessed. To many, it was clear. What was supposed to be a light-hearted joke turned into a terrifying, almost exploitative stunt. And this wasn't the first time Pepper's pranks had crossed the line. Later, in 2015, he posted another prank in which he groped unsuspecting women on the street, pushing the boundaries of decency even further. This time, the backlash was swift, with many calling it outright harassment. Viewers who had once been fans quickly turned on him, and he became one of the most controversial figures on YouTube. Pepper's attempt to shock for views ultimately backfired. His rise to fame became overshadowed by controversy after controversy, and his reputation would never be the same. Today, Sam Pepper's name is still synonymous with the darker side of YouTube pranks, where the line between entertainment and exploitation can blur in the blink of an eye. ProJared's cheating allegations. In 2019, YouTube's beloved gaming personality, ProJared, was hit with a scandal that seemed to come out of nowhere. Known for his sharp commentary and extensive game reviews, he had built a loyal following over the years. But what appeared to be a personal drama quickly became a public nightmare. The controversy erupted when ProJared's then-wife, Heidi O'Farrell, posted a tweet accusing him of cheating. This was just the beginning. What followed was a whirlwind of allegations and revelations that shocked the YouTube community to its core. Heidi accused Jared of having an affair with fellow YouTuber Holly Conrad while they were still married. But it didn't stop there. As the drama unfolded, ProJared took to social media to defend himself, but it only added fuel to the fire. In a lengthy statement, he admitted to having the affair but denied some of the more serious allegations. However, it was his attempt to address the situation that only raised more questions. His accusations of being blackmailed and his refusal to fully take responsibility only made things messier. Soon, more troubling details emerged. Former fans and collaborators began sharing their stories, with many accusing him of inappropriate behavior and mistreatment. The allegations against him were serious and ranged from inappropriate messages with fans to manipulation within relationships. As the storm intensified, ProJared's career went into freefall. His subscribers dropped rapidly, and brands began distancing themselves from him. His once thriving YouTube channel, where he had shared his love of gaming with millions, was left in ruins. The ProJared scandal was a reminder that no matter how polished the online persona, things can unravel quickly when the truth comes to light. And in Jared's case, the fallout was swift and unforgiving. TanaCon disaster by Tana Mongeau. In 2018, Tana Mongeau, an infamous YouTube star known for her chaotic personality, launched an event that would become one of the most talked about disasters in the influencer world. TanaCon was supposed to be a massive YouTuber convention, a free alternative to VidCon, but what happened was nothing short of a catastrophe. Tana, with her characteristic confidence, promised fans an unforgettable experience, claiming it would be an event for her community. Something personal, something real. She hyped it up for months, offering free tickets and promising appearances by other YouTubers, even naming huge stars like Shane Dawson and James Charles. But when fans showed up, they were met with a nightmare. The venue was disastrously unprepared for the overwhelming number of attendees. Lines stretched for hours in the hot sun, with no food or water provided. And as the day wore on, it became clear that the event was a disaster in the making. Hundreds of fans who had traveled across the country were left stranded outside with no way in, while those lucky enough to get inside were met with overcrowded rooms, lackluster organization, and an overall chaotic atmosphere. To make matters worse, the event was canceled midway through the first day. Fans were furious, some even claiming that they had been misled or taken advantage of. The backlash was immediate and intense, with many blaming Tana for failing to plan properly and for mismanaging the event from start to finish. In the aftermath, Tana attempted to defend herself, even blaming the company she had partnered with for the failure. But the damage was done. TanaCon became a symbol of unprofessionalism, bad planning, and disappointment. It tarnished Tana's reputation for years and left fans questioning how someone with such a massive following could mess up something so simple. Tana Mongeau may have tried to turn the whole disaster into a joke, but the fallout from TanaCon was no laughing matter. It showed just how quickly things can fall apart when the hype doesn't match the execution. Onision's grooming allegations. Onision, one of YouTube's earliest bad boys, has been a controversial figure for years, but the allegations against him in recent times took his notoriety to a new level. Known for his outlandish videos and provocations, Onision, real name Greg Jackson, was already a divisive figure. But in 2019, the whispers about his behavior towards young fans became a full-blown storm. The allegations first surfaced when multiple women, including YouTubers and former fans, came forward with disturbing stories. They claimed that Onision had manipulated and groomed them when they were minors, taking advantage of their vulnerability and using his influence to exploit them. His troubling relationships, many of which started when the women were underage, were described in chilling detail across social media. But it wasn't just the accusations of grooming that set people off. Onision's history of controversial and sometimes predatory behavior, such as publicly bullying and insulting people online, had already made him a figure many loved to hate. However, these new allegations painted a far darker picture. He was accused of emotionally manipulating young women, pushing them into relationships with him, and even encouraging them to engage in inappropriate behavior. The public's outrage was immediate. YouTube users and even fellow content creators began to call for his removal from the platform, while others demanded that law enforcement look into the accusations more seriously. Onision's downfall was swift. Brands distanced themselves from him, fans abandoned his channels, and YouTube eventually demonetized his videos in 2020. But for many, the damage was done long before that. Onision's reputation was shattered. Despite the ongoing investigations, Onision maintained his innocence, frequently posting responses and mockingly dismissing the allegations. However, his refusal to take responsibility only fueled the fire. Today, he remains one of the most hated figures in YouTube history, a symbol of how fame and power can be misused when accountability is ignored. The Ace family's financial scandals. The Ace family, led by YouTube's Austin McBroom and Catherine Paytas, skyrocketed to fame with their family vlogs that captured their glamorous life, extravagant vacations, and seemingly perfect family moments. But beneath the polished facade, a series of financial scandals began to unravel, leading to a wave of scrutiny and controversy. The first crack in their shiny image appeared when the couple faced a lawsuit for allegedly failing to pay back a hefty $10 million loan used to build their luxurious mansion. As details emerged, it became clear that the Ace family's financial dealings weren't as smooth as their content made it seem. People began questioning their lavish lifestyle, wondering how a family of vloggers could afford such an extravagant home without clear business backing. Then came the even more shocking accusations. Rumors that the couple had been involved in shady business deals, from questionable sponsorships to allegations of scamming fans. One of the most notable incidents involved a company they allegedly launched with a multi-level marketing, MLM, scheme, which many critics claimed was a pyramid scheme designed to profit from their followers. Fans began to feel deceived, wondering whether the Ace family had been exploiting their audience to fund their luxurious lifestyle. The public's trust eroded quickly. Many of the Ace family's fans turned against them, accusing Austin and Catherine of being manipulative and dishonest. Their reputation took a major hit, and their once glamorous YouTube empire was now mired in accusations of financial mismanagement and fraud. Despite the ongoing scandals, the Ace family has continued to maintain their presence on YouTube, often posting videos attempting to address or downplay the controversies. But for many, the damage was done. The Ace family's story is a cautionary tale about how a carefully curated online persona can quickly come crashing down when financial and ethical transparency goes out the window. Nikocado Avocado's public meltdowns. Nikocado Avocado was once a health-conscious YouTuber known for his vegan lifestyle, but over time, his content took a dramatic turn into the world of chaotic mukbangs, emotional breakdowns, and public meltdowns that left fans both horrified and fascinated. What started as eating challenges turned into something much darker, capturing the attention of millions in a way that was both disturbing and strangely captivating. Nikocado's transformation into a controversial figure began as he began sharing increasingly dramatic content. His mukbang videos, where he would gorge on enormous amounts of fast food, became more exaggerated. But it wasn't just the massive portions that caught viewers' attention. It was the emotional turmoil that played out in front of the camera. Nikocado's online persona became defined by his explosive outbursts, crying episodes, and confrontations with his boyfriend, Orlin. The most shocking part? Nikocado seemed to lean into the drama, almost as if he was feeding off the chaos. Viewers watched as he seemed to spiral, from shouting and crying during videos to airing his private conflicts for all to see. Many questioned whether this was real or staged for views, but the line between performance and mental health began to blur. As the drama unfolded, some viewers grew concerned for Nikocado's well-being. His weight gain, mental health struggles, and erratic behavior raised alarms, leading to debates over whether he was exploiting his struggles for views. Yet, despite the backlash, Nikocado continued to escalate his antics, clearly benefiting from the attention. His public meltdowns turned him into one of YouTube's most controversial figures, someone whose personal struggles became intertwined with his content. Whether seen as a cry for help or a calculated move for fame, Nikocado Avocado's wild journey on YouTube remains a cautionary tale about the dark side of internet fame and the cost of turning real-life pain into performance. Keemstar's false accusations. Keemstar, the host of the drama-filled YouTube series Drama Alert, is no stranger to controversy. Known for breaking the latest gossip and often throwing fuel onto YouTube's most heated feuds, Keemstar has a reputation for stirring the pot. But his tendency to escalate drama hit a new low in 2017, when he found himself at the center of one of the most public and damaging scandals of his career: false accusations. The incident began when Keemstar accused YouTuber Thomas Etika Wilson of sending inappropriate messages to a minor. Keemstar made this accusation based on screenshots he claimed to have received, and he quickly went public with the information, fueling the story on Drama Alert. However, it soon became clear that the evidence Keemstar had shared was not only shaky but outright false. Etika vehemently denied the accusations, and after a thorough investigation, it was revealed that the screenshots were manipulated, and the entire story was a fabrication. The damage was done, though. The false accusations led to massive backlash against Keemstar. His credibility was called into question, and fans were outraged that he had spread a potentially damaging and false story about someone without verifying the facts. The situation was worsened by Keemstar's apparent unwillingness to back down, even after the truth came to light. Keemstar's reputation as an unbiased news source was shattered, and his critics used this as ammunition in the ongoing battle against his controversial style of reporting. While he eventually apologized and admitted to the error, the incident left a permanent stain on his career and further fueled the animosity many felt toward him. Despite the scandal, Keemstar continued to run Drama Alert, but the incident served as a reminder of the power and danger of spreading accusations without solid proof. It also highlighted the fine line between being an entertainer and being responsible when dealing with serious allegations on the internet. Klein versus Trisha Paytas drama. The feud between Klein of the H3 podcast and Trisha Paytas was one of the most bizarre and unpredictable conflicts in YouTube history, an all-out war that seemed to have no end in sight. Both YouTubers, known for their outspoken personalities and willingness to air their personal drama, turned what could have been a minor issue into a year-long saga that involved public insults, video takedowns, and even personal betrayals. The drama started in 2019 when Trisha, who had been a frequent guest on the H3 podcast, had a falling out with Ethan and his wife, Hila. The initial spark? Trisha felt hurt by the way they spoke about her on the podcast, and tensions quickly escalated from there. What followed was a whirlwind of public arguments, with Trisha accusing Ethan and Hila of exploiting her for views, while Ethan claimed that Trisha was difficult to work with and erratic. It didn't take long for their fallout to play out in front of millions of fans. Trisha posted a series of increasingly outrageous videos calling out Ethan, accusing him of manipulating her and betraying their friendship. Ethan, in turn, responded with his own videos, defending himself and pointing out Trisha's behavior. The accusations flew back and forth, and soon, it became clear that the two were no longer just battling over a personal disagreement. They were locked in a full-scale YouTube war. The feud reached its peak when Trisha accused Ethan of taking advantage of their friendship for clout and made several deeply personal attacks against him and his family. Ethan, never one to back down from a fight, fired back with his own accusations, calling Trisha a manipulative and toxic person. The two even released separate podcast episodes dedicated entirely to tearing each other apart, turning what could have been a private issue into a public spectacle. But just when it seemed like there would be no resolution, the drama took an unexpected twist. Trisha apologized, admitted they had been wrong, and even appeared on H3 podcast once again, only for the piece to be short-lived. By 2021, Trisha had a new fallout with the Kleins, and the cycle of drama continued. The Ethan versus Trisha saga proved one thing. When two incredibly volatile personalities collide on the public stage, the fallout is messy, unpredictable, and often uncomfortably personal. Fans of both sides were left exhausted, wondering if the drama would ever end, or if it was just another chapter in an ongoing feud destined to continue. Belle Delphine's controversial marketing stunts. Belle Delphine's rise to fame is one of the most unique stories in the history of internet stardom. Known for her cosplay, risque content, and unapologetic self-promotion, she quickly became a viral sensation. But it wasn't just her content that captured attention. It was the relentless marketing stunts that often left the internet buzzing, confused, or outraged. In 2019, Belle's most infamous stunt came when she sold Gamer Girl bath water, literally bottles of water she claimed to have bathed in. The internet went wild. Some fans found it hilarious and purchased the bathwater as a joke, while others were utterly disgusted by the concept. But despite the outrage, Belle made a small fortune from the product, and the controversy only helped fuel her popularity. In a world where social media attention is currency, she had cracked the code on how to stay in the spotlight. But that wasn't the only stunt that got people talking. In 2020, Belle made headlines once again when she released explicit content on OnlyFans, combining her previously edgy Instagram persona with a more mature and explicit side. This move led to an outpouring of both admiration and criticism, as she redefined what it meant to be an influencer in the adult content space. Some saw her as an empowered entrepreneur, while others accused her of exploiting her young fanbase, many of whom were likely still in their teens. Belle's actions sparked debates about the boundaries of online content, ethics, and the responsibility influencers hold toward their audiences. She embraced the role of an internet provocateur, with no apologies and no regrets. Her ability to shock and captivate the masses solidified her as a modern-day icon of controversy, constantly pushing the limits of what is acceptable for the sake of clicks and views. Whether you love her or hate her, Belle Delphine's stunts are a reminder that in the world of online fame, the line between creativity and controversy is often razor-thin. She knows how to make waves, but at what cost? The question remains as her influence continues to grow, leaving people wondering what shocking move she'll pull off next. And that's a wrap on the craziest YouTuber controversies. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. See you in the next one.